either fall off a bit or aren't reliable like the Nidalee.
So, run me through it a little bit more. Remember how versatile you also have the Sign ulti is. Lyric, this could be a dive coming in. Lungxing is low on mana. Can't clear the wave in time. Turns the strike down against the turret. Cube tanking up. Flashes away. One more hit. Luoyan will take 2, but survives with first blind gold or RA. Yeah, 20 summer, this is a drop down of what we've originally seen, but now's not really the time to be talking about it. I think we'll see as this game develops. Remember that V5, the win rate, as they have a gold lead at no summoners burnt, V5 trying to get priority as Luoyan is on the hunt himself. Oh no, explosive cask. All right, PP God might be caught out. Javelin toss goes wide, but it might not matter. PP God, down he goes to Luoyan in the end. Becomes a trade for V5 as Y4 gets the one. Renekton Tristani, another great topic to hit. But meanwhile, RA actually picking up the dragon here. V5 trying to commit.
Look to trade for this turret. I'm not quite sure if it's worth, but hey, we don't have dragon up for 5 more minutes. 4 more minutes, I'm sorry. RA are showing respect because dragon is about to come up.
The trade here, 300 gold apiece. Just wait for Mole here as the camera pans over, and there you go. Mole picking it up as well. He's already on the Zeal. Should be very paid respect. They don't really need this one, and you've hit the nail on the head again, Lyric. V5 are paying the homage towards his third dragon. It is only a Cloud Soul as well. So second dragon will go down to RA.
I mean, it's just one of the fundamentals of the game. Fofo being one of the players to go towards that Seraph's Embrace first rather than looking to complete his Ludens, so they are using...
Ooh. PP God caught out. He's looking for a pick. He's a couple of autos away. Explosive cast healed on up the spear, though. He walks back into it, but that was a hard situation to escape as RA. That's the pick to build the game advantage. Dragon's not up. You mentioning Mole or Y4 Lyric?
Oh, it is Y4. My bad.
Hey, we got double AD carry. It's okay. I was a little bit confused, but you're right. He sold it, went for the BF sorters. That's a flash coming in. Hung for the flank, and Luoyan to follow up. iBoy flies on in, and Mole's immediately dead. They turn their attention with the Scion ulti now up and available. V5 with the numbers disadvantaged, but Luoyan is low. Lungxing trying to front line and dishes out immediately, and there you go. An engaged tool if V5 wanted to contest. RA health advantage once again, and they'll just try and clear the wave and then move to Dragon.
Yeah, this feels like it's so ingrained into V5 that, you know, they're an aggressive team. They look for early game advantages, that they're going for these types of plays. They don't have that. I even don't think giving up that dragon was too bad. Death sentence comes out.
Yeah, but the problem is, where's the follow-up? You remember that we lost a member and Mole's up to the top lane, so mid lane turret goes down, and they picked up Dragon 2 now on Soul Point. For RA, they're the disciplined team this game, Luke. They're the team that's still ahead in gold. Leandri's now picked up here for Fofo. It feels like this Soul Point is going to be abused by RA, especially when their comp's getting to its peak, or at least to one of its core strengths too.
Yeah, for RA, they just need to keep doing what they're doing. Again, center and act into a side lane, push out. I want to start seeing them bait out for this Baron, try and put V5 in some awkward positions where they're contesting you while you are still stronger than them and have better items. For V5, they are farming up for those Infinity Edges, but hey, they're going for that cheese that we spoke about earlier.
Audience, wake up. It's time to party in front of the Baron. This is where things kick off as that's Shirley's burnt by Hung. Spear connects onto the Baron. V5 grouped up as 4 with Mole off the side. He sent back Hung, but the Buster Shot may not be utilized well as iBoy in for the flanking position. Y4 get taken out. Shockwave onto 2, and immediately Weiwei's down that Moonlight Vigil. Not great as Lungxing is getting burnt down to asunder. Mole has to kite back with Cube on the front line, and Y4 getting destroyed. No 200 years in this battle as RA are dissipating over V5. It's all been thrown into the too hard basket with the now 9-1 RA.
And Fofo Shockwave sets it all up. There's still a ton of turrets standing between RA and the Nexus, but at the very least, they should be able to get a mid lane inhibitor. And this has been a clean game from RA so far.
This is what we've been talking about. This is why I apologize to our audience, Lyric, because for RA, I was sure as hell wrong about this team. Developed in the split, and this game has shown us that for RA, these games are clinical. Against V5, death timers are low, but look at how fast they're taking the Nexus turrets down. Weiwei's not going to be up. PP God's going to be here as well to witness the demise. They flash for the final kills. The explosive cast separates and gives some anxiety over to V5 as RA, that was slow, but tempered for a Game 1 win.
It was really nice to see them play this out methodically to where, you know, we set up, hey, in this comp, you can be indexing a bit too much into lanes that have a tough time early or struggle to get prio. It's like, sure, it does well against Sonar, but once Sonar gets that first component, he could start fighting back.
Watch the Sleepy Trouble bubble. There is going to be a ward spotting out Mole first. Ghost is already burned from Weiwei. Look how far iBoy is back. He's level 2 and Hung's like, don't worry, boys. I'll absorb it just like in the farmhouse. He gets 2-man headbutt, pulverize, and under the turret, trigger. No way, V5. We're going to commit to the dive in the end, and first blood goes to the man. Success.
Yeah, I'm surprised Trigger's able to get away. Still, though, that is a win for the side of RA.
All right, well, Cube is just teleported to his demise, but it depends. Ragnarok used. Turret shot trades him off, and yeah, we've started this one off in perfect fashion. 3 kills in 6 minutes. People like Gragas, people like Hung as well.
And this is totally fine. Good job by RA utilizing the pressure they were able to get from guarantee some kind of prio, and it looks like they might do that top side as Mole.
But they found Mole. He's backing on a ward again. Rare Adam's vision carrying this game. Fofo gets him down, and maybe Dragon's not a reality. He's meanwhile in the top lane. Fat Man running into a baby dinosaur.
To the point that we need him to be.
They're always a team willing to know when, when the trade's possible. They know, like, what is the better trade, right? At this point in the game, obviously, there's no trade here. After V5
Gold break down that turret and then open up a side lane, open up an avenue to pressure and start roaming from. But other than that, I think it's rough. And Longshing's gonna be dead.
Yeah, he's dead. It just runs him down. Thank you to Gragas. This for RA.
Hysteric's Verdant Barrier.
Yeah, and it's doing quite a lot of work already. Onslaught of Shadows used. Wasn't put in the top lane. Shockwave brings Mole back close towards his jungle, but Fofo stands to deliver a 1-for-1 trade, and I think Mole, when he knew he was dead, is happy with that.
That one's a bit of a weird one where neither mid laner in that scenario needs to die. Like, Mole doesn't need to stay overextended, gets punished. Fofo, after the Shockwave, can start walking away and let Luyen clean up that kill. Still goes down.
We're forcing for the turret, though. Meanwhile, Hung might be caught out. The Unbreakable Will is now used, but the damage could be too much as Ragnarok on the Olaf. Weiwei's a hit away. Here comes Cube again. He has the flash body slam. Doesn't hit the range, but can Comet find its legend? As Weiwei heals up yet again. PP God run down by an unstoppable horse. He'll be Shield of Daybreak, but again, we continue up at the top side with Cube, ambitious as ever. Fofo flashes over the wall, and we're bridging this one right into the river. Cube gets the kill, and RA now 6 kills on the board.
And I love that type of well.
Things going from bad to worse as Longshing now caught out again. No Mega Narbar to disengage. Shockwave brings him back in. The Stride Breaker null and void as Fofo picks up his 2nd kill of the game. This is going horribly for V5 here, Lyric. Gold might not show it, but this keeps on happening.
And now your Gnar is going to be completely useless. He's not going to be a side lane threat.
No. They're committing for the Tristana yet again. Luyen coming on in. It's level 11 Onslaught of Shadows. Trigger still going to get feared up. Can't dodge that one. And now against 3. Obliterated in an instant. Hung ready to take the turret damage as the dive continues on, but Mole ready for the re-engage, and Weiwei's following in as well. He has Ragnarok, low health bars. V5, this is their opportunity. iBoy at the front, but he has a rocket jump as Cube body slams away. Mole uses the real flash, but the damage again, not enough against this team. iBoy blocked by Luyen. Ragnarok against the turret. Mole's diving this one. He steals a flash, runs on out, and chaos ensues as V5 gets something back.
Try to have a chance in this game where they are slowly getting outscaled.
And again, it's, Mole on Zoe, even though it's been, let's say it hasn't been his best performance on the Zoe, he's now hitting some of these trouble bubbles, as you can see. Again, Unbreakable Will, I think it was burned in the last engage, but it is up and available now. Way too late as the Shockwave comes in for the counter engage. Hung is low and eventually will go down. Luyen into the back line, and Mole's free firing. Give him a double kill with a shutdown, rather, as PP God flies on through. Longshing joining as well. And this is what the LPL's all about. We get a couple of quick kills for V5, and yes, they're definitely back into this one.
Hysterics, what happened? All of game 1, and then for the first 10 to 15 minutes of this game, we're saying, hey, RA's being disciplined. They're not going for things they don't need to go for. They're playing very objective focused. They're playing for vision. They're taking advantage of mistakes. iBoy.
I think he kills Longshing.
I think he does it.
Yes, it is a Kraken Slayer versus a Gnar.
But still, the point is, when those shenanigans around mid lane happened with Fofo and Mole just
like
trading.
This is the perfect way to encapsulate what this game speed is. iBoy's dead.
And iBoy's getting solo killed by the Olaf.
You ready? This is the replay in the bottom right-hand corner of our screen. He's just in the wave, and Does he try and rocket jump? No, he ults an Olaf, and it's too late. So 1, 2, and 1. We'll just clear out the rest of them. You can see Mole's moving up, and Loyan actually hit with a bubble, Lyric. That's a lot of damage. Leandri's now into full effect as Mole in a position as well, but they turn it around. Onslaught of Shadows as he goes golden. He's stolen a flash explosive cast a little bit early, but of time with the shockwave. Mole very low. Kites it back now as the rest of RA are just going to be walking into a Samira reset city here as Hung and iBoy are dangerously low. Mole forward again. The flash burn trouble bubble from downtown was almost down under as Hung will just survive, but V5 getting bloody, and now Baron stands in their way.
Yeah, and there should be nothing that RA can do about this. They can potentially look to contest with just iBoy, but, you know, that's not what I want to see, but I wouldn't have been surprised if iBoy looked for it. Man, it's so confusing to see what happened to RA in the last 8 minutes of the series.
It's not confusing for me. I know what happened. It's RA as iBoy. Maybe he's like, oh, no one sees me, but there you go. Rocket jump away. This is a stride breaker now with a Zoe. You're dead. Flash, even though the trouble bubble, or rather the paddle star doesn't connect. iBoy's dead again. And this
Hysterics.
is why RA are a weird team.
At least we're in a point where V5 are very familiar with being able to close out the game. Like you said,
right.
They have a 93% win rate when they are ahead at 15 minutes, so
Yeah.
hopefully this will be one of them.
I say it's 24 minutes in and things are looking good. To close this out, go to a game 3 where RA were firmly in control in that first game. Even in this game, making some great early game moves. But now with the Baron, V5 breaking down the turrets, RA relying on iBoy to clear. But he needs to get back because V5 have waves pushing into the inhibitor turrets.
Ooh, yeah, and they don't have too much wave clear outside of him. Fofo definitely not able to safely walk up by himself.
iBoy's still not backing. He's going into Fog of War and taking away buffs, but
to be fair, I think V5 would be able to break down these turrets regardless with the waves that they've built up. And RA shouldn't be looking to fight them yet. They have another 4-minute window where they can still build up to the item points that they need. I don't think they would have lost both inhibitors had iBoy backed, but definitely would have lost one, and then V5 can very easily transition to playing off the next wave for the other one.
I think they're trying to wait and bait. Now, V5 been in this position before. Of course, mid inhibitor wasn't down against EDG.
And play an engaged frontline role. He is just turning Mega. And this guarantees a soul for the side of V5. They have really good choke point control coming out with the Zoe. So RA not able to safely walk in. They should be able to take a team fight now. They have a 4K gold lead. Mole has just been popping off on the Zoe. I think Weiwei's had an exceptional performance as well. And now it looks like they're going to turn it into topside control and look for this Baron. But they are completely fine to turn and look for an engage.
They're baiting it out. Hung over the wall, though, on the one ward left remaining. Control ward put in the pit while Cube now actually at the front line. Mole gets tagged out a little bit. Loyan low on mana. He's doing the camp meanwhile while Lungxing's on the back line against a Hecarim. He's going to go Mega while the rest of RA think about their options. RA have to also respond to Lungxing, who now has flash available with the ulti. Cube caught on out. Trouble bubble's down. He's dead first as Lungxing's blown away, literally. Another trouble bubble, this time onto Cube. Mole landing where it counts as RA. Ascent packing. Now the 5v4's a reality. And RA threatened out from the Baron.
And Cube's positioning in that was just so perplexing to where, again, I'm not quite sure why he didn't back out earlier with his team as Sleepy Trouble Bubble hits.
Yeah, Weiwei trying to get the backline. Infernal Soul doing work here as Lungxing, again, zoning out Lo Yan, but look at iBoy's damage. He heads up to Lungxing. He's jumping in, though. iBoy, you got so much gold. Lo Yan tries to save him. The 80 carry's dead, and RA, you can see it as Fofo gets a great shockwave, but iBoy felt himself, and suddenly RA are absolutely diminished.
And hey, you know, he was supposed to be their savior this game. They were funneling all of their golden resources onto him, but this is not something that you can't expect coming out from iBoy. This is very typical iBoy. We highlighted, hey, he goes for this item build, goes for LDR third. He's going to be hitting frontliners. He is hitting like a truck to Longxing and just feels himself a little bit too much in rocket jumps in. He has a range advantage. He shouldn't underestimate. Like, there's factors into it why it doesn't work out and why it's like, hey, you could have been more patient, more disciplined, and take a for sure win. We're getting
actually
a bit of a fight.
V5 is separated. PP God's caught out. 5 versus 4 Lungxing. It's going to be about the ultimate as Mole's poking from the rear. Cube at half health as well as Ragnarok burnt. Lo Yan ready to go back. Trigger forced away as well, and somehow RA in a favorable position to keep pushing up mid, even against the Baron buff. But how far can they go? You can see V5 actually grouping up towards mid. We'll have 5 here in a second, but Hung, Lyric, He's going to try and do it again.
And I think he has the angle this time.
This time, Onslaught of Shadow starts it off. Shockwave comes on in. There's the Wombo from RA. Now for iBoy. He gets the Reset City. He's knocked into the wall. Cleanses, though. Hit with the Troll Bubble. And again, iBoy burnt down. Manages to survive with the Blast Cone last hit. But the damage for RA relies onto Fofo. 3 versus 3. PP God sacrifices his life while Mole tries to get a response. Hung survives. The flank with the Onslaught of Shadows for RA keeps the game going. The Unbreakable Will was used. Look at where Hung is. V5 are used to this by now. Shirelles has to be used to get out of there as Mole actually away from the rest of his team. Elder sit there waiting and, you know, like at the end of Skyrim, you're wondering, how can we beat this thing? As Hung, again, over to Longxing. Look at this, against the wall. Top laner versus support while Loyen into the rest of the team. We're going to fight on multiple fronts as iBoy goes over the wall. Mole doesn't connect on the Paddle Star, and Longxing's dead. Mole now jumped on as well. He goes gold to buy time while Loyen to the rest of the team. Trigger caught out with the Shockwave, and this is not good for V5. iBoy versus Mole, and it's iBoy who wins. RA all the way. As Fofo now onto PP God and Weiwei. He'll die, but it's 4 versus 2 here, Lyric. Loyen can keep on disengaging, keep pushing them away as iBoy runs on in. The horse survives only by a miracle as iBoy using space so nicely. This is his best fight for sure. Finally, the Tristana comes out on top with some great playmaking.
iBoy might have been the one who popped off, but I feel like we need to give massive credit to Hung because Hung is the one creating so much space for RA to play with. That last fight, finding the flank, and this fight, he pulls Longxing and baits him all the way around to the opposite side to where they split V5 up and give RA a window to engage. So great job by Hung to set it well. But again, I really like the way that Hung made himself look juicy enough for Longxing to get mesmerized by it.
You're right, supporting staff was big as they pick up the Baron. They had Elder in full build on the Orianna, and RA are more comfortable in this position, as even against the Infernal Soul might not make a difference.
For V5, they're really relying on an RA mistake at this point. They need, like, Longxing to find a 4 or 5 man ult. They need to pop the Spell Shield on Fofo or just instantly burst iBoy out. If it just comes to them standing in front of each other again, that straight up 5v5, RA will win every time at this point. You only truly have a burst advantage over RA with the fact that you have a Zoe and then triple Infernal with Soul.
Think of someone like iBoy. RA pretending to back away, clearing out the vision. Look at where they are. Over the wall, Loyen spotted out. Like, what are these shenanigans? RA have the Elder. They want to force V5 to come to them and end the series here. V5 relying on playoffs, really, with this series. In such a bad position if they lose here. Holding on by a thread. They had this game in the palm of their hands, and now RA are breaking down their base. How times change here, Lyric, in the LPL. Not the first time saying that as they push in.
And sadly for V5, I feel like Mole's the only one who could really get them this game. He needs to find a massive bubble and just burst them out. Even if Longxing engaged first and found like a 4 or 5 man ultimate, I feel like he would just get killed immediately after.
Oh my god, they've done it. Mole is the key target. You talked about the execute's going to come through as well. RA have found the pick. Thanks to Hung and Loyen. Supporting staff clutch again. It's 2 for the price of 1. Chrono Trigger comes in yet again. Yes, I love that game too. As Trigger will drop on down. Longxing into Meganar. And Lyric, you hate to see it, as the V5 scribe, as the V5 priest that I know you are, you're watching them get absolutely exploded by RA in a 2-0 to push them up to 9 wins.
Hysterics, I am a fan of the better team winning. At the end of the day, RA were the better team. And me and you were talking